Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is another episode of me reading my mission journal. And as always, I'm just going to start off where I left off on my last episode. And if you are new to this is a series I'm doing where I'm reading my mission journal that I kept while I was a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I've had a lot of people ask me why I'm doing this. And I think I'm doing this so that it gives a good overview of what a mission is actually like. Wednesday, the 10th of March, 2004. Mostly clear, hot, light wind. It rained last night. Elder S. again asked me to drive because he was too sick to do so. Most of the morning we tried to visit people on the old Finding Efforts paper. We did not really have any success. Most of the people were not home or had moved. One man we talked to was a little off his rocker. We came back to the pad at 11:30 so that Elder S. could do an area analysis with Elder D and Elder L. We had lunch at the pad. After lunch, we had Tongan study, and I made a real bona fide effort to learn. We followed up on a few people and then taught Mike a discussion. We taught Jim about the priesthood, prayer, etc. He will be a wonderful member of the church. We met Sister Kay at the church for dinner, and she gave us pizza. We went to Kailua, to the Tongan's house to teach Riki, Gabriella's sister, the first discussion. The first time we met her, she did not want anything to do with the church. But tonight, after we taught her the first discussion, she decided to get baptized. April 10th, when her cousin does. Hooray! When we got home, Elder S. said that a member told him who the new mission president will be, but it would not tell us who it is. It ticked me off when someone tells me a little and then will leave me hanging. Almost all of my life, I have been an early riser, and most of my mission I have been up well before I was required to, like the 05:30. I don't know why, but I have been very tired the last month or so, and it has been hard to get out of bed, so I have been getting up around 06, and twice my alarm did not go off, so I woke up when Elder S.'s alarm went off. Thursday, the 11th of March, 2004. Clear, mostly. A few sprinkles, light wind. On our way to zone plan, we decided to vacuum out the car for tomorrow. Again, I drove because Elder S. did not feel up to it. As on plan, I teamed up with Elder S. Normally it would be a Goodman, but Elder S. was on a team up with Elder T. We had an appointment to do a 6-step with the brother in, but when we got there, he canceled. We tried to follow up on a few people, but they were not home. I stopped by the W's family to use the phone. Brother W tried to convince us to join the Air National Guard, as he does every time we come over. I asked if he had given away the copy of the Book of Mormon that we had challenged him to earlier, and he said that he had not. He told us that he was slothful and I did not argue with it. When we went to church to switch back, Elder P kind of blew me off, so we left for lunch and left a note telling them we would meet them at the pad. Elder S. and I met Brother B around 1300 to see Sharon. When we got to her house, she was not there. I left her a note and we left. We went home to study Tongan, and while we were at the pad, Sharon called to ask if we could come by at 1600. We tried to follow up on a few people until 1600. When we went to see Sharon, she told us that she is only learning for information. She was very open and interested and accepted the invitation to read the Book of Mormon and pray about it. She wants to learn more too. We set up another appointment. I was excited to teach her. Who knows, she might wind up being like another Jim. We visited the D family's house and the S family at the S family's home and ate a little Mexican food. We went to the W family for dinner, but only had 30 minutes because of our next appointment. but it turns out that the S family had to cancel, so we could have stayed longer if we had known. We washed the car and purchased some wax, and then we went to Brother C's house for a correlation, and it took less time than usual. At Sharon's house earlier today, we saw a sign that said, "Remember what you see here, what you hear here, and what you do here must stay here, or you cannot return here." Friday the 12th of March 2004, clear, light wind. First thing this morning, Elder S and I waxed the car. It was kind of hard because we first had to dry it because there was too much dew. We were supposed to be at the stake center at 0700, but traffic was so bad that we got there around 0710. Earlier, Elder L had a member make 6 aloha ties so that all of us in our district could wear matching ties. I will not mention too much about Zone Conference because I wrote it in my notebook. In my interview, I asked President if I could get him and Sister Willis to write anything in my book. He told me next Zone Conference they would. I had Elder and Sister B write in it for me. After Zone Conference, we went to get on base, and it took forever because there were so many people. We had dinner with the L family at 17:30, and we had a Mexican food. We also did a 6-step program with them, and they said they would finish it on their own. We met Brother S at his home, and the 3 of us went to the L family's home for after baptism discussion. The 5th has 6 principles, so we each taught 2. Brother S did a good job teaching. After the L family, we went home so Elder S could work on his training for district meeting. At conference, Elder Ian told me a joke. It goes as follows. How do you catch a polar bear? You cut a hole in the ice and put peas around it, and when he comes to take a pee, you kick him in the ice hole. Saturday the 13th day of March 2004. Mostly cloudy. It rained a couple of times today. The first time it rained hard, light wind, hot. I am not sure why, but I have been a little depressed today. A lot of the times during my mission I have been depressed. I do a pretty good job of hiding it, and everyone always thinks that I'm happy even when I am not. Later on in the day today I was happy. We visited a media referral and set up an appointment to teach. We stopped by to use Sister P's phone, and after we used it we played with her dog for a while. We had lunch at the pad, and then just before we left the pad, I received a letter from Mom, and it almost was not worth reading because all she did was complain about my sister Joan. We went to see Hannah, but she told us it was a bad time. When we stopped by to see Jamie, she told us she did not want to learn anymore because she decided to go to the Methodist Church with her soon-to-be husband. We did have some success. We decided to see OJ. When he answered the door, he told us to come in, and he was interested in what we had to say, even though he did not agree with some of it. He had a lot of questions throughout the discussion. He told us we could come back next week and agreed to read the Book of Mormon and pray about it. Next, we went tracting. We did not teach anyone from it, though. We got back on base and visited Brother O. One of the first things that he said was, make sure that you don't marry anyone who is not a member or who only joined the church for you. He told us about how Sister O is trying to make him hit her so that she can have him arrested. She sneaks out and does not come back until the wee hours of the morning, does not take care of the kids, etc. I feel sorry for him, but I can't really do anything about the situation. I gave him a booklet about 6 simple ways in hopes that it would help. We visited the P family for a while and set up an appointment to teach one of the after baptism discussions. I always like to talk to them, especially to hear Brother P talk about fishing. We talked a little too long, which made us late to dinner with the W family. His brother and sister-in-law were over as well. They asked me a lot about my joining the church, and also asked a lot about construction questions. They were a lot of fun. Brother W's brother reminds me of Kevin from home. Before we left to go study Tongan, I shared the story of the stonecutter as a dinner message, and it is sad that the Whitmore's sister-in-law has been a member of the church for 8 years now and has never read the Book of Mormon. The newest lie or rumor about the church that I have heard is that we are broke off of the Amish church. People spread so many dumb rumors about the church, I wonder how they got the idea for them. Sunday, the 14th day of March, 2004. Mostly overcast, light sprinkles. Hot, light wind. I was happy that there was no PEC to go to this morning. For the first time since that I have been in this area, we had devotional and breakfast on Sunday. Today was ward conference for the Kailua 2nd Ward. Brother D did a very good job, as did the stake presidency on their talks. Elders Quorum was very good today. Brother T gave a talk which was very good, and then a member of the stake presidency. The spirit was very strong. In the Tongan branch, I was asked to give the missionary moment. Lisa's oldest daughter sang a song, a very nice song, I might add. It truly brought the spirit, and I almost cried. She sang it in English. She gave a talk in English and then sang a song in the Tongan with her non-member father and brother. Brother B spoke the rest of the time. His talk was not quite as hellfire and damnation as it usually is. Most High Council speakers will put you to sleep, but he is a little loud. During the Sunday school hour, we taught Falau the second discussion. She declined the invitation to be baptized, but still wants to learn more. The baptismal service for Sage and Jim went very well. One of Jim's LDS friends from a singles ward gave one of the best talks that I have ever heard. Then Sister R gave a very spiritual talk on baptism. I thought of my own baptism. After her talk, Brother W baptized Sage, but had to do it twice because the first time he forgot to say having been commissioned. Elder S baptized Jim. I was really happy that Jim's family came to support him. While we waited for them to change, I shared the story of the bridge for an intermission, and then Brother C called on Sister T and Brother R to bear their testimonies. Then Sister L gave a talk on the Holy Ghost and was a wonderful special musical number, and then Sage was confirmed. I really felt the Spirit tonight, more so than I have in a long time. Today was a really great day. When we were getting ready to leave the chapel, Jim's friend, Brian, told us that we did a great job with Jim, and that Jim thought Elders S and Elder S were a little too much to handle, but that he really liked us. Bryson told us that he has a lot of respect for us because we are good examples and got Jim baptized. When we got back to the pad, I decided to use the restroom. When I went to open the door, the knob broke on the door and would not open. Elder S finally figured out how to get me out after about 15 minutes. I likely could have gotten out, but I could not open the door from the inside with the things that I had in the bathroom. We ate dinner at the pad. One of the Tongan ladies signed up for tonight, but was less effective and wanted to give money. But when she remembered that we could not spend it today, she gave us nothing. Monday the 15th day of March 2004. Partly cloudy, light wind, hot. When we went to do our laundry, Elder P and I had to go get some money for laundry. After laundry, we had the first real P-Day devotional that we have had in this area. Well, I guess it was almost the way it should have been. Everyone had white shirts and ties on, but I was the only one wearing pants. I wrote a letter to Mom and a letter to the B family. I decided to do something productive after cleaning. I was happy everyone cleaned. I ran to Ace to pick up supplies to do a few repairs. First, I repaired the doorknob on the bathroom door, and then I fixed one of the drawers in my room. Then I fixed the lazy boy. Lastly, I wire brushed the security door and sprayed it with rust-resistant paint. I ran out in the middle of the job and had to get more paint, so Elder P and Elder L went with me. When we were leaving the store, an employee stopped us and asked what we were doing there, as if we were not supposed to be there because we are Mormon. I politely told him that we were customers. If I had not been a missionary, I would have told him that I was a customer, but since he does not want me there, I'll spend my money at Home Depot instead. Well, anyhow, I finished the door and called the landlady to get reimbursed for the supplies that I purchased for the house. The whole district went bowling, and one of Elder D's investigators' daughters, who is a member, came as well. I did not play the first game. I read the book of 1 Corinthians instead, but I did play the second game and the third game. I did not win, but I did get some strikes. Noni, investigator's daughter, asked how I got into the church, and I told her. And when I told her about Heidi, she told me that I still have a chance with Heidi, and that made me very happy. I would be very happy if Heidi would marry me. We came back to the pad to clean up, change, etc., and then went out. We had an appointment with the M family to do a 6-step, but they were not there, so we followed up on the D family and the G family to see if they had invited their friends yet. We went back to the M family, and they were home, so we did a 6-step program with them. They know a lot of non-members who would be interested. Sister M decided to invite her neighbor over for a family home evening. We went to the K family to do a 6-step, but it wound up sitting on Brother Ian's after baptism discussion. The first one he has had and has been a member for 1 year. Someone has been very negligent in their duties. We did not have anyone to give us dinner because the Tongans who signed up failed us, so we ate at the pad. Tuesday, the 16th of March, 2004. Mostly clear, light rain. After dark, hot, light wind. We combined our district meeting with the other district because of my root canal tomorrow. I am really getting tired of wrestling stories. Elder S tells a wrestling story at every district meeting. After district meeting, the zone leaders in both districts had a less effective meeting that took an hour, so I helped Elder G with his certification. We had lunch at the pad from 13 to 14. We tracked it for an hour without so much as a return appointment, though. Most people were very nice. I have had a cough all day, and in fact, not just today, but since Monday. Almost every time I get sick, I get a cough. We taught Brother L the last after baptism discussion. When we left, he is home. I told Elder S that he needs to quit asking Sister S about her pregnancy, or she will think that he's a weirdo if she does not already. We visited a couple of other families and then set up an appointment to teach Inez. We tried to set up an appointment with the Y family, but Sister Y wanted to be contrary. We met Sister T at the church for dinner, but she just gave us money, so we went to Safeway and bought some food and had dinner at the pad. I'm a little worried about my root canal tomorrow, but I guess I should not be. Everything will be good. The office will take care of the bill. Wednesday, the 17th day of March, 2004, St. Patrick's Day. Mostly clear, light wind, and a few sprinkles. We visited a few people, set up an appointment with the S family, and then left for Honolulu. I did not leave quick enough because the traffic was very bad, so I got to the dentist's office late. Because I came late, they told me they would only look at it and not do a root canal today. Dr. W looked at me and told me that I definitely need a root canal, and then set up an appointment for the 7th of April to do the root canal. When we got back to Kailua, we ate lunch at the pad. I received a few stamps and some beef jerky from my Uncle Bill, and a letter from the B family. After lunch, we went to see Nikita and read the Book of Mormon with her. She is moving in a few weeks, so I hope that we can get her to talk to the elders in her new area. After Nikita, we tracked it for an hour and did not have much success. We did meet one really cool old man who invited us in and gave us juice. His son is an active member in another ward, but he did not want to learn about the church. We met some of the Tongans at church around 1600, and they gave us money for dinner. We tried to follow up on a few member commitments. and we tried to find a team up for tomorrow. We visited the T family, a very cool family, and I got pictures with them. I am trying now to get pictures with just in case I leave at the end of this transfer in 2 weeks. When we went to the H family to do the 6-step program, they told us they forgot about it and it is not a good day for it. It did not surprise me. Every time we have tried to do it with them, they have given us the runaround. We went to the church and met the Tongans, but they never did show up. We were supposed to have correlation with them. Tongans are not exactly the most dependable people. They are always late and often do not do what they say they will do. While we waited for the Tongans, Sister T asked us to give her daughter a blessing because she was sick. Elder S anointed and I blessed. When we visited the M family earlier today, Sister M gave us some aloha ties that she purchased for us at the swap meet. They are very beautiful ties. We also tried to call a few single names from her phone for a team up because they have. We tried to call a few of the single Marines from her phone for a team up, but they have because they have cell phones from other states that we can't call from the pad. Thursday, the 18th day of March, 2004. Mostly clear, hot, light wind. We were supposed to teach Sharon this morning, but she had to cancel for her doctor's appointment. We visited some part members and inactive families on base and visited with investigators off base. One family that we went to see told us that Elder S and Elder S would just cruise at their home and not talk about the gospel, just everyday stuff. I got pretty irritated when I heard this. I'll try to teach them this week if we can. We had lunch at the pad, and then we went to visit a media referral on base. She has had all the discussions before, and her husband is an inactive member. We watched on the way home with them because they had already seen all the other videos we had. After the video, we set up an appointment to teach. The family name is the W. After the appointment, we were on the base most of the rest of the day. We taught Sunny and found out that she does not believe in Joseph Smith or the Book of Mormon and does not want to pray about it. She is really stubborn and set in her ways. I really hope and pray that we can find a way to get her to know, as we know, that it is true. We were supposed to meet Brother K on base and teach Sister P the third after baptism discussion, but Sister T forgot to sponsor him, and the P's were not home. We visited a few other people while we waited for the time to meet Brother James E.M. We met Brother E.M. at McDonald's to team up with him and teach Inez. We rode in his really cool old 1976 Chevy truck. It is the kind of vehicle that I am used to seeing how my family is poor and I was poor. What? I'm not sure exactly what I was saying there. It is the kind of vehicle that I'm used to seeing how my family is poor and I was poor. I don't understand what I'm saying there. We taught Inez the second discussion and it went pretty good. Brother M did a very good job with helping to answer her questions for her and bore testimony. When I asked her to be baptized, she said that she wanted to learn more first. For the closing prayer, I asked Brother M, and he said he could not. Later in the truck, he told me that he talks to the bishop once a week and is trying to get married in temple with his girlfriend in Arizona. The last thing we did after Inez, we went to the K family and we went to Kaneohe to meet a Tongan family for dinner. They gave us a drop-off and then went back to the pad to eat it. We got to the pad at 2100. Friday the 19th of March 2004. Mostly clear, hot wind, light rain. After dark, we had zone plan in Kaneohe. I helped Elder G with his certification while the others were in zone plan. And when he did not need me, I read 5 of the books in the New Testament. Elder G should be certified today. We had lunch at the pad and then studied Tongan. I received a letter from Liz telling me that she is getting married. I hope that she sends me a wedding announcement, even though I will not be able to go because it is before my mission is through. We visited a few single names and then went tracting. We taught one young lady named Valerie. She asked a lot of questions, such as how we know that there is a God, etc. She seems to be interested and agreed to read the Book of Mormon and pray about it. After tracting, we made a lot of phone calls, visited a few inactive people, and then picked up our Tongan dinner, which we ate at the pad. We had a hard time staying busy the rest of the night. We tried to see a few inactive people. The one that we did get a hold of did not want us to come and share anything with the family, but was nice to us. Well, I think that will be it for today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment down below. And other than that, I will catch you in the next video.